Yo, shalom, grace and peace be unto the 12 tribes of Israel. Pray everybody's doing all right this evening. Yeah! Today we are going into the Parables of Christ series. We're continuing that. We're going to go into the man of the wedding feast that took the honor seat. So we're going to kind of touch on that today. There's actually two parables that kind of touch on the wedding feast. Not the exact same ones, but one I'm going more in depth on another topic. So he kind of hit two different things. The Messiah was diving deep on quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and dive in there with him. So let me go ahead and get shout out to who's in the lesson this evening. We'll go ahead and shout out to the brothers and sisters. Glad to see y'all here. Lawa, see you in the building. Grace and peace be with you. Good evening, good evening. Hopefully all is good. Grace and peace. Sarah, see you in the building. Grace and peace be with you. Good evening, good evening. Katrina, how you doing? How you doing? Peace be with you. Good evening, good evening. Yalasia, I see you in the building as well. Good evening, good evening. Glad to see you here. And Brianna, see you in the building. And she said, and my mom as well. So, hey, all right, peace be with y'all. To Brianna and Brianna's mom. Grace, peace be with you. And make sure y'all do what Elijah said. Make sure y'all give a shout out. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe, and continue to spread the message of the Most High, because that's how we spread his reputation throughout the whole earth. That's how we let everybody know how great he is. We let everybody know about our God and his son, Jesus Christ, who's the best man ever lived. We advertise for him. But the best way to advertise for him is to make sure we are sharing this message. We are spreading the YouTube page, spreading the TikTok, the Instagram, and the information we have on Facebook that goes out about the children of Israel. We make sure that's going out. And again, the Church of Louisville still has to make another Facebook page. So we still in the works on that. We'll get that together. But either way, make sure y'all doing y'all's part. And if you're not doing your part, then shame on you. Get your spirit together, because we all got to make sure we are adding to the church. We add by doing things that are free, like clicking that like button, like sharing. And we also do things that are not free, which would be to support the church. Send alms, make sure you are subscribed to the page, and we subscribe, also become a member of the page, which takes out the monthly fees. Do all of those things. Of course, and if you within the church, do all of those things. We contribute and we continue to spread this word. And if you are in certain respective cities and you are not within Louisville, but you would like to spread the message, hey, let us know. We'll send you out some flyers, and you can send those flyers out to our people, and they'll get all the information. YouTube page, Instagram, TikTok, information to call us directly, all of that stuff. Anything they need, where we can actually try to pick them up and build up their spirits and get the understanding of the Most High God to them. Christine, I see you just joining. Good evening, good evening. Grace and peace be with you. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. I'm cool. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm feeling like, yeah, hey, I'm good. I'm good. I'm always happy to be able to bring out the word of the Most High. Let's get ready to get to oh yeah, by the way, my fault. Happy prep day too, because tomorrow's a new moon. So hopefully everybody got all their stuff ready, all their stuff prepared, all the things we need for the feast tomorrow. So make sure we got everything set up for that. Like I said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go to Mark chapter 14, verse 3, and then we'll dive on into the lesson. Mark chapter 14, verse 3. And being in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious, and she broke the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? For this might have been sold for much and might have been sold for more than 300 pence and had been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye are the poor with you always, and whensoever ye will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. She hath done what she could. She has come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she have done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her. So whenever we bring out the true gospel of Jesus Christ, the message is given to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the globe. The word is given to the people that we know supposedly love the Most High. And I say supposedly because not all people that are Israel are Israel. The ones that are Israel, though, we know that we're giving this word out to those people. They're the ones that are going to hear it, the ones that are intended, the ones that will be enlightened, the ones that will be resurrected. There'll be those dry bones to wake up, to receive the Spirit of the Lord, keep these commandments, and change and turn their lives around and come back to him. Whenever we give this message, it's telling those people, black people, the descendants of the slaves, the people we know are suffering the curse of Deuteronomy 28. Whenever we bring out this word to those people, telling them to keep these laws till they die, then we always going to remember the woman that put the ointment on the body of our Messiah, the black Messiah, Jesus the Christ. All right, let's dive on into it. Let's get to Matthew chapter 22, verse 2. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to Luke 18. I think that's what I want. No, 14. Let's go to Luke 14. Luke chapter 14, verse 8. I'll start at 7. Luke chapter 14, verse 7. And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden, when he marked how those chose out of the chief rooms, saying unto them. So now it's talking about Christ. He said he put forth a parable. So I mean he let it out there. He advertised. I say advertised it. He started teaching about it. He when it says put it forth, he put it in front of them. He let them know, here's the meal, eat it up, digest it as you would like. And not as you would like, but as you need, really. But you're gonna take what you like. So here, digest this, eat this roll. So he put the word out in front of them. He gave them this comparison. He gave them this similitude so they can understand what the Lord is trying to teach them. Let's go. Luke 14 and 7 again. And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden, when he marked how those chose out the chief rooms, saying unto them. So he's talking about the people that was bidden, that was asked to come to, they were going to have the feast. What they was on, the Pharisees, they're talking about the Pharisees and the bread and all of them Saturday. But he said, these people coming to me, certain people that came to him chose the best places to sit, right? They chose the best rooms. They chose the places that would, I guess people would be like, hey, look, he's sitting up on high. He must be important. So he's talking about the people that chose out the chief rooms. The chief rooms are the best rooms, right? Verse 8, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man than thou be bidden of him. So, and he says, when you brought into the wedding feast, so, you got a wedding, say you got you got your bride and the groom, you got the people that's, who they're invited guests. And then you got the people that they chose. We know that from the worldly weddings, we know there's the best man. So, you got the best man. He might have his chief friends, the ones that are closest to him, those that he wants around him, or those he respects the most. It might be his uncle that he looks up to. It might be his grandfather, certain people he wants in that top room. It's going to have probably the best of the wine, the best of the best cuts of the steaks they have. This is the chief room. The chief room is where, and everybody's going to be looking to him like, hey, these people must be somebody. So, everybody's going to want to be there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look at it and be like, hey, that's a special place. I would like to be up in there. This is VIP. So this is the chief room. So he says, when you are called to this feast, when you're invited, don't just walk straight into the best room. Don't walk to the room where you think it's special and you belong there and you somebody, right? Verse 9, and he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lowest room. So you try to go up in that room that you think you belong in, and then the master of the feast, the person that is in charge, the one that's running things, will come in and be like, oh, hey, I need you to make room for man's right here. This is his spot. You sitting in such and such a seat. You sitting in John's seat. You know what I'm saying? You sitting in Deshaun's seat. Hey, move out of Deshaun's spot. Deshaun is more important than you. So you come and letting them know, get out of that spot, right? When you tell that person that's sitting in this seat, that's sitting here like he's important, he's probably sitting there laughing it up, joking, talking with the people, thinking that he's all cool and stuff. And then when the leader of the feast, the one that invited you, the one that is in charge of the party, he comes in and says, hey, I need you to give up that spot. Now everybody's looking at you like, oh, he wasn't supposed to be here. Dude just sitting up in here like, oh man, look, what's this dude doing? They're like, man. So guess what they're gonna be? They're gonna be looking at you and you're gonna be feeling stupid. You're gonna be sitting here with your head all down and wondering why you listen to yourself, because you was listening to yourself. You should have never did that. You should have made the decision to actually be humble, but you came in with your head all up, all prideful. And when you're prideful, dealing with the Lord's going to let you know all the time.
We don't do that here.
You got to make sure you come with humility. When you ain't got humility, you always going to embarrass yourself. And this person embarrassed himself. So he says, when he that bade thee, he that invited you, him that wanted you to come over, he wanted you to come, and you probably felt, important, felt special, which is okay. Everybody loves to be invited. Everybody loves to feel wanted, but you not wanted on the level you thought you was wanted on. And he told you, he shows you that. And then you got that revealed in front of everybody. Now everybody's kind of looking at you silly and you feeling stupid. And let me read that again. And he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place. Meaning, hey, give up your spot. This is such and such a seat. This don't belong to you. You sitting in Deshaun's seat. You got to get up, bro. And you let him know he got to get up. Now you got to go down to the other room, because it's not where, this is not your place. You know what I'm saying? I didn't invite you to this top of the top rooms. You're supposed to stay where you are. And he says, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lowest room, because you walking out, you feeling stupid, and you done made a bad decision, all because you thought you was something that you wasn't, all because you were being prideful. Don't be prideful. Come with some humility. Come and understand that you got to get elevated to that position. You weren't elevated to the position. You think you just get placed in it just because. No, you got to earn that spot. You're doing something without earning it, and then you embarrass yourself. But before even the earning part, just be humble and let the person. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this, because here's what happened. Here's what happens when you try to go where you don't belong. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 27, verse 2. I'm gonna make sure everybody's following along. By the way, everybody saying, make sure you they're saying people that's on the TikTok, click over to the YouTube. Make sure you add the page. Make sure you add it, subscribe, and you can follow along if you want to catch the lives. You'll be able to actually hit the notification bell, all of that good stuff. And everybody's on. You just make sure you continue to engage. If you got comments, questions, or just stuff you feeling what's coming out. Proverbs 27, verse 2. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth. A stranger, and not thine own lips. Because what happens when you don't, where that comes from is verse 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, or thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. See, the main point I'm getting to is boasting of yourself. You boasting yourself, bragging yourself in your heart. You all lifted up. You got a haughty spirit. And that's why it says, let another man praise thee. Let another man elevate you. Let another man tell you, hey, you should be here. You know what I'm saying? Don't just put yourself up in some throne that you don't belong on. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. You put yourself on that throne, you elevate yourself, and then you're going to get brought down. And when you get brought down, you're going to feel really, really silly. It's just not the best practice. Let's get another one. Proverbs chapter 25. Matter of fact, I'm going to come right back to it. Let's get back. Let's Luke chapter 14, verse 10. But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh. So go sit in the lowest room. Go sit down with the people you may seem as peasants. They might seem like nobody, but you actually accept that, hey, you know what? I'm a regular dude. I'm just a regular dude like everybody else. You come in there and sit in the lowest room, right? And then he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. Then thou shalt have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee. See, once you do that, soon as you actually do that right there, you let another man praise you, then everybody's gonna be like, oh man, hey, dude's cold. Hey, he's that man. Look at him. Because now the master of the feast, the one that has the honorable person, he actually has honored you and told, hey, you better than you. What you doing acting like you're nobody? Nah, you somebody. Come on up here with me. You know what I'm saying? That's who I want. And all the other people gonna be like, they're gonna be looking at you with awe. They are going to give that praise and that honor to you. And even the men that's already in the room, they're like, oh, shoot. Oh, he was supposed to be in here with us. Okay. I was mistaken. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You're going to get honor in both spaces. But if you come in that first room, you go in that highest room, that chief room, and you think you somebody, the people that's in that chief room going to be laughing at you. Then you're going to get brought down into the room, and all the people that you thought you was better than going to be looking at you like, you right back here with us. Oh, you thought you was doing something, huh? You walked around, with your head all up, your nose in the air, thinking you better than us, and you sitting right next to me. What a humbling experience. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those times where you got to sit there and tell yourself, I was tripping. I should have never thought that. I should have never done that. I should have chilled out. I should have had my spirit in the right place. But instead, I was lifted up with pride. And then when I lifted up with pride, now the person that's sitting there in the room was like,
I should roll your ass off this push.
And that's what they did. They rolled you straight up out the room. They got you up out of there because you thought you was somebody. And not just because of that, because you should have never did that in the first place. You should have went into the place where you could get in the place in the lowest room where other people wouldn't think you was somebody. They think you're a regular person. And again, do that. If you got the right spirit, the Lord is going to reveal that in the end. And that's what's going to happen. Let's go to, before we get to the next one. See, Christina just came in. Hey, all praise to the Most High. Hey, we see all praises, Chris. Get honored amongst the many. You know what I'm saying? Hey, supporting the church, supporting the congregation. Let's continue to do that. All praise. Thank you for the super chat, so we can continue to build upon what we have. Let's build this church upon this rock, Jesus the Christ. Hey, we'll build this church, and we build this church with the people with the same spirit of the rock. If you got the spirit of the rock, the church can't be stopped. Remember, there is nothing you can do against his truth, but for the truth. And everybody is doing what the Messiah is doing, what the Christ is doing, trying to push that. Then we're gonna take over the world. But we can't take over the world if you have a whole bunch of people that are content with taking over the block, like black people. Like, oh yeah, 37th Street is mine. Yeah, we got this on lock. Man, that's one street. That's all you want is one street. Y'all ain't trying to build up no army. What happened to 4 streets? What happened to the whole neighborhood? What happened to that zip code? What happened to the surrounding zip codes? What happened to the city? Then what happened to the state? Then what happened to the country? You know what I'm saying? We got to start thinking beyond the simple, small things. And we start thinking on that level of a national level. We start getting past our local mindset, our own household. Then we can actually make some damage. We can actually make some waves. We can move. We can't move as long as everybody's thinking selfishly to do for themselves. So we got to make sure we're doing that. Supporting the church is supporting your nation. Supporting your nation is supporting the Most High God. But let's continue to go on. Let's go to Luke chapter 14. Let's read verse 9 one more time. Verse 10. But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, Friend, go up higher. Then thou shalt have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee. Verse 11. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. So the same person that tries to brag and put themselves on a level that they don't belong on, that same person says it's going to be abased. Abased is brought down. You're going to be brought down low. You know what I'm saying? Pride, before pride comes the fall. Pride is the destruction of many. So you don't want to do that. Make sure you got the right mindset. And he says, those that actually humble themselves, then the Lord will elevate you. He'll lift you up. Matter of fact, let's get one more. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Because I look at so many scriptures talk about like just understanding where you are, and the Lord will put you in a certain place. Watch this. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach and Apocrypha, chapter 3, verse 19. Matter of fact, I started 18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself. So even if you're great, even if you're amazing, the greater you are, the more spiritual you are, the more you actually become more like Christ. He says, the greater you are, humble yourself. So even the better you get, even if you become that person that's just on high, where everybody knows you are something special, that you are somebody. You know what you're supposed to do is you still supposed to walk to the feast, or you're supposed to go to a function and go into the lowest room. You're supposed to go in there and mix it up with other people. You're supposed to go in there and talk with them, and let them know, be friendly. Men that have friends, show themselves friendly. You got to still be a certain type of way. You got to deal a certain type of way. You don't be like where you're too high and too mighty to be around others. Nah, you still got to do that. The greater you are, the more humble yourself. And you do those things, those that are in that low position, they're going to aspire to be like you, and they'll aspire to be like you, who's aspiring to be like Christ. And y'all will all continue to grow and build something. But if you actually X those people out, then what are they aiming for? What is their target? They're not going to have that target because they're not even going to get to see what it looks like. Christ came down from heaven. He came down from where he was to actually guide us. He could have stayed next to the Messiah. To the Most High. He didn't do that. He came down here to come down. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Because again, many people may think I'm just talking out the side of my neck. No, I'm gonna let the Lord tell you on him through his own mouth. All right, let's go to Colossians. I think that's what I want. Colossians chapter 1. Nope, that ain't what I want. Sorry, hold on. Actually, it might be. It's been a minute since I've been here, y'all. So y'all give me. That's all right. I know Google's gonna come through for me. I'm gonna be mad when I see this because I know it's gonna be something that I could have went right to. I think it's Hebrews. Yeah. Let me see. Yep, Hebrews. Okay, my bad. Yep, Hebrews chapter 2, verse 7. I'm gonna go there, but it's another one. Yeah, I'll go here for now. That's all right. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 7. It's one I want. Yeah. Yeah, let me check this Philippians one first before I go here. Philippians chapter. Yeah, I'm gonna go Philippians 2:8 first. All right, Philippians chapter 2. Yep, verse. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Philippians chapter 2, verse 7. But have made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. So even the Messiah, even Jesus, the greatest man to ever live, he came in, he said, I'm going to take on the form, I'm going to take on the image of a servant. I'm going to be like the rest of the people that's lived here. I'm not going to come in on this great noble steed. I'm not going to have light shining off of me. I'm not going to have this, just jewels, just all the way down, jewels all in my teeth. I ain't going to have this, super decked out headdress, head wrap, whatever you want to call it, mitri. I'm not going to have none of that stuff. I'm not going to have the latest shoes. I'm not going to be the one that came from an amazing city. Like Paul came from a great city. He said, I didn't come from a mean city. I didn't come from a poor place. Now Christ did. Christ made himself lower than the angels and lower than the regular angels. So he came in completely low. He came in as a humble servant. He came in, he abased himself. That's what he did. He humbled himself on a level that most of us can't understand. So Jesus came, walked the earth. He's like, all right, okay, cool. I'm not going to make myself look like I'm somebody with all of this. I'm going to be a regular person. So if he's willing to come in and take the low and then get lifted up to honor, to glory, then how much more should we do it as regular people that have not only lived this earth in the worst conditions, but we've also sinned over and over and over again. We've been breaking the commandments. We can't even say that we've been righteous and pure. He was righteous and pure and clean and still was willing to be low. So we got to be like that. He made himself lower than the angels. That's what he did. And then he was obedient unto death. And then you'll see another scripture in Hebrews 2 where it says he made himself lower than the angels. So what I'm trying to say is we got to be able to take that seat. We got to be able to be the ones to do what he asked us to do. Let's go back to it. Let's go to Luke chapter 14, verse 11 again. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. So the Messiah was lifted up. He was exalted because he was willing to humble himself. By the way, I see you just joining the Curse. Grace and peace be with you. How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good afternoon. And to those on the TikTok, by the way, I see y'all. Grace and peace be with you. Shalom, shalom. And don't forget, come over to the YouTube, click the link and join. So anyways, y'all, let's continue to grow. Let's continue to do what we need to do. This is the parable of the guests of the wedding. I'm really tempted to do another one tonight, so we'll see. I may do the other part of that. That was going to be a little longer. It's going to be a little bit more to it. But yeah, the wedding feast, the invitation of the wedding feast. Make sure you come in with the humble spirit, not with the haughty spirit. Humble, not haughty. I love y'all, Israel. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Grace and peace be unto the 12. Shalom.